عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لتمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وظللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم ير الإنسان أنا خلقنا من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحيي الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون
صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وظل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعم. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبت وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إنا أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم عظم سلطانك وعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا أجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك. ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلاء أقلته وكم من عثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم عظم بلائي وأفرط بي سوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وكعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفعي بعد أملي وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بجنايتها ومطالي يا سيدي. فأسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في كل الأحوال رؤوفا وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي من لي غيرك أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك الكذاب فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعد حدودك وخالفت بعد أوامرك. فلك الحمد علي في جميع ذلك ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك، وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي، معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا، مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني، ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري، وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري، وفكني من شدي وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي. يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري تربيتي وبري وتغضيني، هبني لابتداء كرمك وسالفي برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي، أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك، وبعد من طوى عليه قلبي من معرفتك، ولهج به لساني من ذكرك، واعتقده ضميري من حبك، وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك. هيهات، أنت أكرم من أن تذيع من ربيت، أو تبعد من أدنيت، أو تشرد من آويت، أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمت. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي، أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدا، وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقا وبشكرك مادحا، وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققا، وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعا، وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعا، وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنا ما هكذا الظن بك. ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا ربي، وأنت تعلم ضعفي، عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها، وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه، قليل مكثور، يسير بقاء، قصير مدة. فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها، وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه، ولا يخفف عن أهله، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف لي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الضليل الحقير المسكين المستقيم. يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي، لأي الأمور إليك أشكو، ولما منها أدج وأبكي، ليليم العذاب وشدتي، أم لطول البلاء ومدتي. فلئن سيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك، وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك، وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك، فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر على النظر إلى كرامتك أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجاء عفوك فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا لئن تركتني ناطقا لأدجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج الآملين ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين ولأنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين يا غاية آمال العارفين يا غياث المستغيثين يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين ويا إله العالمين أفتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم تجن فيها بمخالفته وذاك طعم عذابها بمعصيته وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته وهو يضج إليك ضجيجا مؤملا لرحمتك ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حكمك أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفا أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقا أم كيف تزجره زبانيتها وهو يناديك يا رباه أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتقه منها فتتركه فيها هيهات ما ذلك ظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عاملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك فباليقين أقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحدك وقضيت به من إخلال معاندك فجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كان لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأن تجل ثناؤك قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمرت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلته أو إحسان فضلته أو بر نشرته أو رزق بسطته أو ذنب تغفره أو خطأ تستره. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي، يا من بيده ناصيتي، يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي، يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورة وبخدمتك موصولة وأعمالي عندك مقبولة، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي، يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي، يا ربي يا ربي يا رب، قوي على خدمتك جوارحي واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين وأسرع إليك في المبارزين، وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، وأجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فأرد، ومن كادني فكد، واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، وأقربهم منزلة منك، وأخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك، وجد لي بجودك، واعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، واقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وضمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نسبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغني منايا، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء. يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى، ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء وسلاحه البكاء. يا سابغ النعم، يا دافع النقم، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم، يا عالما لا يعلم، صل على محمد وآل محمد، وافعل بما أنت أهله. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله، وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. سورة مباركة الفاتحة.
بچپن میں تیرا جھولا ہاتھوں سے جھلایا تھا، ہاتھوں کو تیرے لے کر چلنا بھی سکھایا تھا، اب ان ہاتھوں سے میں کس طرح اٹھاؤں گا بن بازو یہ لاش تیری، فریاد سنو میری، ایک بار مجھے بھائی کہہ کے تو بلا غازی، آنکھوں کا دیا تم ہو، خالق کی عطا تم ہو، بابا نے جو مانگی تھی رب سے وہ دعا تم ہو، سکائے سکینہ ہو، زینب کی ردا تم ہو، تم ہی ہو کمر میری، فریاد سنو میری، ایک بار مجھے بھائی کہہ کر تو بلا غازی، سنتے ہو سکینہ کے لب پر ہے فغاں بھائی، لوٹاؤ میرے امو، پانی نہیں مانگوں گی، اب روٹھ نہ جاؤ تم، اتنا تو ذرا سوچو، مر جائیں گی وہ بچی، فریاد سنو میری، ایک بار مجھے بھائی کہہ کر تو بلا غازی، رخ گھر کے نجف کا پھر غازی نے کہا بابا اب پاس نہیں بازو، میں کیا کروں یا زہرا، مولا ہے اکیلا کربل میں بچی ہے بس شبیر کی تنہائی، فریاد سنو میری، ایک بار مجھے بھائی کہہ کر تو بلا غازی، آقا میں سوئے خیمہ ہرگز نہیں جاؤں گا، میں کیسے سکینہ کو منہ اپنا دکھاؤں گا، اب روز قیامت دریا کے کنارے سے اٹھوانا نہ لاش میری، फरियाद सुनो मेरी एक बार मुझे भाई कह कर तो बुला गाजी करबल में जानी थी शबीर की हालात एक बार कहो भाई पूरी हो मेरी हसरत आबास के होठों से एक बार सदा आई शबीर मेरे भाई सलवात सूरत मुबारक अल-फातिहा
Say Shabeer Kirmani, respected elders, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah Al-Fatiha is requested for the marhumeen's names listed on the screen and all the marhumeen. Al-Fatiha. Dua Shafai Maries is requested for the names listed on the screen and whoever is ill here and elsewhere around the world. Let's recite together. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Amma yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu yakshifu su. Amma yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu yakshifu su. Amma yujibul mustarra iza da'ahu yakshifu su. Amma مضطر إذا دعاه يكشف السوء عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه يكشف السوء. I'd just like to remind the parents that the youth parallel program will begin at the same time as Majlis starts. And now I would like to call for the Sayyid Shabeer Kirmani to come forward to recite Majlis. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat.
رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة. بسم الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. فوضوا أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل ونعم المولى ونعم النصير. والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأرض بأبي القاسم محمد. وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين المنتجبين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. وقل رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أما بعد، قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتاب الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضلوا من حولك. صدق الله العلي العظيم. زينوا مجالسكم بالصلوات على محمد وآل محمد. For the love of Rasulullah صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على And for the love of Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل And for the hastening of the reappearance of Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. My respected elders, brothers and sisters in Iman, Salamun alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Question: what makes great leadership? Keep this question in the back of your mind, inshallah we'll return to it. One of the pivotal elements of human society, Muslim or not Muslim, this era or past eras, or indeed in the future eras, one of the most important elements of human society is the concept of leadership. Today in our world, by some estimates, roughly $366 billion are spent on leadership development in the United States alone. And in some metrics, if you do it globally, the numbers have gone up to $2 trillion. The range is somewhere between the two. Regardless, an enormous amount of resources are filtered towards making our world have better leaders. Yet much of this is ineffective. According to the research, much of this is not effective. This is one paradigm of our world. We understand that leadership is extremely important, and yet fostering and creating leaders is not the easiest task. This is one era in time. We turn the clocks back to another era in time. In the middle of the desert of Arabia, a man comes forward and he changes a group of people whose future was not so bright. And in a span of 23 years, he shifted the sail of this community to the point that it conquered the world. How does an individual get to the point where they lead a group which is going to darkness how does he lead them to light? And what does he do to accomplish this? This is what I want to look at in the brief moments that we have together. What is leadership and how was leadership embodied in the life and the personality of Rasul al-A'zam? Number two, what was the biggest problem that they were facing and what is the biggest problem that we are facing globally? And how can we learn insight from the message of Rasulullah to solve this problem today? And why is it that these challenges exist and why is it that we do not take heed, or how can we take heed? These are the three main points that I want to discuss with you tonight so that we can get a starting discussion about how we can build our future, inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. The first and foremost element of how did Rasulullah inculcate leadership in order to solve some of the greatest problems of his time, and how is it that we can learn from them today? I start with the first principle. Imam Amir al-Mu'min, our first Imam, in his wasiyah to his son, there is a debate whether this was to Muhammad Hanafiya or it was to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. This is for the scholars to debate. Nonetheless, in it he has a very interesting paragraph that I want to highlight for us. And that paragraph is an insight for guidance for you and I today and for all times. He says, my son, I implore you and I tell you to study the pages of history as I have. He says, I studied the pages of history up until it was as if I walked amongst the ruins of past civilizations. I understood what brought them good and what brought them harm. And though my lifespan was not as long as theirs, I was still able to benefit from their experience. The idea that the Imam is highlighting here, that the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also alludes to, is فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. The nature of mankind, the nature of human beings does not change. The actors change. The people change. The personalities, the names, the faces, these change. But the nature of human beings does not change. And if the nature of human beings does not change, that means that we are living in a world that is cyclical in nature. The same problems that existed in some capacity 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago, in principle, many of them still exist today. Issues relating to leadership, youth involvement, and many others. Rasulullah, what timeless message did he give you and I that we can implement in our lives? Did he come with some magnificent technology? No. What was it about Rasulullah's personality that attracted people? Before his announcement of prophethood at the age of 40, announcement of prophethood, he was known by two traditions, by two names, which you know and you've heard for many years. Sadiq and Amin, honest and trustworthy. I want to draw your attention to how important this is in light of our world today. We're told there's a moment in time where a mother who is concerned about her child comes to Rasulullah. When she comes to Rasulullah,
She says, Ya Rasulullah, can you please advise my child? Can you please give him some advice? He said, what's the matter? What's the issue? He says, he eats too many dates. He takes these dates, he's always eating it. He's overeating. He needs to not do this. Tell him, admonish him, give him some advice. Rasulullah says, very well. Can you please tell him to come, can you come back tomorrow? Can both of you come back tomorrow? She says, very well. She goes back. The next day she comes back to Rasulullah. At that point when she comes in front of Rasulullah with her child, Rasulullah knows what the issue is. She's already explained yesterday. Now this is Rahmatul Lil Alameen, the supreme guide. She thinks he may give some philosophical advice, some scientific advice, some very heavy advice, something that will change the world, something that they may not even be able to understand. What does Rasulullah say? Rasulullah says, young man, don't eat so many dates. The mother looks back and she says, Ya Rasulullah, you could have said this yesterday. Why didn't you say this yesterday? I would have been saved the trouble of going back home. I could have dealt with the matter right there and then, and the issue would have been resolved. But you spent one whole 24 hours for me to come back and say this? He said, yes. So why didn't you say yesterday? He said, the matter was yesterday, when you came yesterday and told me to tell your son not to eat dates, 5 minutes ago I had just eaten dates myself. How could I have told your son not to eat dates when myself am doing that? This is one of the biggest lessons of leadership that one understands, that in order to be a great leader, one must implement first and foremost themselves. Number one. Number two, the entire model of leadership is shifting. I, in much of my research, focus on leadership in an academic capacity. We many times focus on how do you create the leader. There's another body of evidence. How do you create followers? And how do you create leaders that the followers are receptive to? Rasulullah never felt and he never made people feel that he was on a pedestal. He always worked on the level of people. In Khandaq, he was in the trenches with people. In every battle, for that matter, he was in the trenches with people. Except for the final one where he was on his deathbed and against the Byzantines, against the Romans. Rasulullah was always there. Remember a line of leadership. No one knows how much nobody cares how much you know until and unless they know how much you care. Once someone understands how much you care about them, they will move mountains for you. Because Rasulullah showed in the beginning that he had people, their own interest in mind. He had no personal gains in this matter whatsoever. I say this because I'm getting to the next level of the biggest issue that we are facing globally. Not only us, every community of faith. And that is the issue, and that is the matter of youth involvement, youth participation. I've just come back from a conference from our community where they collected data on the issue of what is the biggest concern about leadership in North America of our communities. And the number one issue by far and away is youth involvement and youth participation. It's a big concern. Young and old alike are concerned that who will run these communities in the future? How do we get youth to engage? How do we get youth to participate? And I want to understand this problem and also give light on how did Rasulullah make this possible? Because if you look at the history of Islam, the people who built Islam were young people. And Rasulullah was able to mobilize them. How? What is the challenge that we're facing? When you look at the data according to faiths, when you look at the Christian community, the Jewish community, every major faith community in America, in Western Europe, we're finding that young people in particular, are not attending. University students, people under 30, young professionals, people in their early 40s and under, they're not attending. What's the problem here? And we're talking about people who attend. Research has shown from the Christian community, for example, that the number one reason as to why, for example, young people stop attending is because they leave for college or university. They used to attend, but college and university, they moved away and they lost their connection with their community, number one. Number two, they said that we feel that people in our community are judgmental. This is what the response of the surveys was. The community members were judgmental, we don't feel comfortable, therefore we stop coming. Number 3, they said that we feel as though the views of the church or the religious organization are not something that we can align with. We don't agree with them. Therefore, we've stopped coming. These were the primary reasons as to why people came and forward and said we don't attend. Number 1, this is one study on one side. On the other side, the other study by Notre Dame University, the largest study that was conducted on faith and young people in America ever. Over 2,000 people participated. What were the findings of this study? And I want you to draw parallels between this study and many of our communities. I always talk globally. What was the research showing? The research found that young people in America, with respect to faith, number 1, they are not able to speak articulately about what they believe. What does that mean? They will be able to tell you that I believe in God, but after that, they won't be able to tell you what I actually believe. What does Christianity say? What does Judaism say? What are the tenets of the belief? For us, that would be like saying someone cannot speak articulately about usuluddin and let alone furu'uddin. Someone is not able to say what are the depths of tawheed, adala, nubuwa, imama, qiyamah. What do I really believe? They're not able to say that. They're not able to tell you that. This is what the data showed, number 1. Number 2, the data showed that religion for young Americans is just not that important. It's not a priority. It's not number 1 on the list, it's not number 2, it's not even number 3 on the list. It's way down the list, if it's on the list. Number 3, the research found from Notre Dame University that the number 1 reason that people don't follow, or one of the main aspects of young people and faith in America today, is that young people don't follow the religion that their forefathers followed. They follow something called moralistic therapeutic deism. What is moralistic therapeutic deism? Moralistic therapeutic deism is the concept of a God who is moral, who is there for my therapy. When I have a tough time, he's there on demand. And deism, that I believe that there's a God as opposed to there's no God. It's very different than the concept of a God who tells me this is the rule and this is not the rule, a legislative God. Why is this important? In my travels in Europe, in North America, many of these problems, which the Christian community, the Jewish community, other faith-based communities are facing, are very similar in our dynamic. What did Rasulullah do at that time that we can implement in our world in order to make our world a better place? When you look at the analysis of that, you will find Rasulullah, what did he do to change the sail of that Arab community and Arab nation, which was going into darkness? He led them into light. What did he do? Did he promise them better income? Did he promise them nicer houses? Did he promise them better clothes? Did he promise them better food? Did he promise them better air? What did he promise them? What did he give them? What tool did he give them in order to raise them to this level? And the answer is one thing and one thing alone. He raised their level of thinking, their level of thought. Those individuals who thought it was, some of them who thought it was normal and okay to bury your daughter alive, he said, no, you need to raise your level of thinking. You need to raise your level of consciousness and cognizance. That's how he did it. And he didn't look at young people and say, you're incapable. He said, you are able. Because at that final moment when he was on his deathbed, a young 18, some say 19-year-old Osama bin Zayd, a young man by any measure, who had not hit 20 years old yet, Rasulullah sent him as the commander of the Muslim army against the Romans, the Byzantines. And the same obligation and the same objection came against Rasulullah. They said, you're going to send a child to lead an army? He said, to you he may be a child, to me he's not. He has tremendous capacity, tremendous ability, tremendous capability to change the world. And it's sometimes this, when you believe in someone, when one believes in themselves, and when you inculcate within someone else belief, you can change the world. Allow me to explain. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I want to share with you the power of belief. Not only my believing in myself, but a leader believing in his people or her people. If you believe in others, you will be shocked and astonished at what they can accomplish and what we can accomplish as a nation. This is why the concept of ummah was so important within Islam. in early Islam, later Islam, and every aspect. I'm using the example of Rasulullah. But don't ever think, this is not separated from Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is not separated from Imam Hassan, from Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Rasulullah, he raised the thinking of the Arabs to change their whole nation. Amir al-Mu'mineen, in 4 years, 9 months in his rule, he alleviated and he eliminated poverty within the Muslim empire. How does one do that? We still have not been able to do that today. In a developed economy like the United States, the richest country in history, we've not been able to eliminate poverty. Amir al-Mu'mineen did that in his time. Imam Hassan alayhi salam exposes the trickery of Muawiyah, it very clearly and categorically. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, who you and I commemorate in Muharram and Safar, and we should be throughout the year, and the salams and the marasi that we hear about, how did he take 72 people and make them immortal? That forever we remember them, and we remember their mission. These are not small feats, these are magnanimous feats, because it is the job of a leader to show a vision and help people get to that vision. Remember, there was a study conducted at Harvard University that looked at what is the impact of belief on an individual. How can what I believe change my physical body even? And so what they looked at people who were housekeepers in a hotel. And they took 7 different hotels around town. And what they did was, they looked at people who are maids, housekeepers within the hotel. And these people, these women in particular, some men in some cases, what they did was they would truck around things which are heavy, they would go up flights of stairs, they would make beds, they would do many things which were actually physical exercise. If you looked at it from a physical perspective, they were physical exercise. And they asked these women, they asked them, do you believe that what you do is physical exercise? Vast majority of them said, no, we're just doing our job. So what they did was they wanted to see, does belief have any impact on an individual and does it change? So they tested them before and they tested them after. One group, they split they split into 2 groups. One group, they said, listen, one group, they said, what you're doing, carry on as is, nothing. That was the control group, the placebo group. The second group, they said, you know this work that you're doing, making the beds, moving and lifting heavy things, going up and down stairs, all of this work, this is actually physical activity. And they actually drew diagrams to show them how this is physical exercise in your body. And they put these graphs and these images in their break room. The research was very interesting. They found those individuals who were told nothing. They were carrying on as is. The biometrics of their body, everything stayed as same, as normal. Those other group, the second group that was told that the work that you do actually is physical exercise and it's good for you, an amazing thing happened. What happened? Every metric of theirs in terms of their cholesterol, their blood pressure, all of those adverse perspectives, they went down. Everything that was negative, if their blood pressure was high, it went down. All of those metrics, cholesterol went down. All of those things that you would not expect, they all changed. But what happened here? The researchers were astonished. They said nothing changed in terms of what they do physically. The only thing that changed was what they thought and what they believed. The only thing that changed is what they believed. How is that possible? They found that elderly people, an elderly person, if you ask them to lift a weight, they struggle many times. But if you ask that same elderly person, before they lift the weight, to think about your youth. Think about you when you were young, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, your youth, your shabab. Think about that time. Now try to lift it. They found that they actually lift the weight much easier. What is this about the mind that changes the perspective? Keep this in mind with respect to what the Ahlul Bayt did. Number one. Study number 2. This is a phenomenal study in the research of psychology. And these are all teachings of the Ahlul Bayt that I'm framing in modern terminology. There's a study that was conducted that looked at rats. The researchers, the Pygmalion effect, never forget this. The researchers had come forward and they said that there are 2 groups. They told their students to come inside to the lab, come in the lab, and there's 2 buckets. And your job is to take rats from each bucket and make them go through a maze as fast as possible. Now, many times rats are studied because genetically they're very similar to human beings. And if there's research that's promising in rats, many times it's done on humans. Keep this in mind. The researchers had labeled one bucket smart rats, and the other bucket they had labeled it dull rats. Dull, not smart. And they said, this is group A, this is your bucket, smart rats, make them run through the maze. They took the other group and they said, we want you to make these same rats that are labeled dull rats, not smart, make them go through the maze and time how long it takes. So they timed it, they took a stopwatch. One group went, they're all doing it independently. The first group is doing their smart rats, this other group is doing their dull rats, going through the process. At the end they found, in every regard, the smart rats went faster through the maze. They did it in shorter time, they were much faster. And in every regard, the dull rats did it much slower than the other ones. Do you know what the catch was? Do you know what the issue was? Do you know what the catch of the study was? All of the rats were exactly the same. There was no difference. The only difference was what the label that the professors had put on the box. What does that mean? That means that the way that the students who were studying the rats treated the rats impacted how they did. So the natural progression in science is that if this works in rats, now try it on human beings. So they did this on human beings. The Pygmalion effect, you can research this yourself. The Pygmalion effect is named after a play by George Bernard Shaw. George Bernard Shaw, the same one who was the founder of the London School of Economics, he also said that I believe that if a man like Muhammad were to take over the dictatorship of Europe, he would lead it to success. That same George Bernard Shaw. This George Bernard Shaw wrote a play called Pygmalion, in which a character who's from the lower echelons of society is able to live with the higher echelon of society and adapts to that civilization, that society. Nonetheless, the researchers said, let's try it on human beings. So what did they do? They went to a school in the Bay Area in San Francisco. When they went to the school, they went and they said, we're going to administer a test to the students. When we administer this test to the students, when these students take this test, they're going to get a result. And we'll know the results and we'll tell you based on that. They took the tests, then they went to the teachers. They said, you have a few students in your class that are gifted. They are special, they are talented, they are very smart. And they gave the names of these students. Those students didn't know, only the teacher knew who these students were. So there's no bias. At the end of the year, when they looked at all the data, at the end of the year, as the year progressed, those students who the researchers told the teacher, these are gifted, talented, special students, they did much better than the rest of their class. What was the catch? Those students who were labeled as gifted, special, all the rest, they were exactly the same as everyone else. What changed? The researcher said the only thing that changed was the belief of the teacher about the student. This means that whenever we see an individual in our community as a leader or an aspiring leader, I must look at that young person, that young brother or that young sister, and I should not criticize that person. Rather, I should see the potential in that individual. I should come forward and say that that person, and not only that person, but every person is a work and a project of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are all projects of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no perfect person here. With respect to the Ahlul Bayt, that's it. There are no perfect personalities here. Even the Ahlul Bayt, according to our ulama, it's not that they are incapable of sinning. Our scholars said it is that they see the reality of sin and they avoid it. To them, sin, to do vice, it is like rolling around in the mud. Am I capable of doing it? Yes. Would I do it? No. For them, even the smallest sin, the smallest vice is like that. I say this because one of the biggest questions for us and as a community is how do we engage our youth? And I think it's very important from us to learn from the lessons of Rasulullah and the Ahlul Bayt so that we can solve many of our problems. And I'm coming to a conclusion here. There are gems and jewels within the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt. if you and I understand them. That verse that I recited at the beginning from the Quran, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. It says exactly how Rasulullah attracted people. The Quran said to Rasulullah, O Muhammad, if you were harsh and rude and hard-hearted, these people among you, they would have disbanded. They would have left you. That means Rasulullah had the best of hearts and the best of tongues. Research today is showing that old school model of leadership, of being a hard, tough leader, that's not effective. You can read many works on this. You read Good to Great by Jim Collins. He talks about the 5th level of leadership, the highest level of leadership. He says the highest level of leadership is that leadership which is not only has a very big drive and a very big vision, it has self-efficacy. Do you know what self-efficacy means? Self-efficacy is to drive the attention away from yourself as a leader. When someone says, how did you accomplish this great feat? If someone asked Rasulullah, how did you make this world such an amazing world in 23 years? He would not say, I did this and I did this and I did that. He would say that I had amazing followers. I had an amazing team. I had people like Ali, I had people like Salman, I had people like Abu Dhar. I had people who wanted to make the world a better place. This is the capability of leadership. There are gems, my dear brothers and sisters. There are many things that I'm concluding here. Many people in our world are suffering today, and in our communities as well. From depression, from anxiety, from loneliness. Loneliness is an epidemic that is increasing rapidly in our society. So in the last 50 years, the rate of loneliness in America has doubled. This is a huge amount. When we look at the teachings of the Ahlul Bayt, we understand how to live in a sense of a community and how to thrive in society. You know, one of the things, I was reading a book recently, and I'm concluding on this note here, a 2,000-year-old book called Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Many of our world is starving for spirituality. Our world is starving for spirituality. People are going wherever they can to get it. I was reading the book and I said, these are all the things that the Ahlul Bayt have told us for so long. And if we were to just try to help people get a glimpse of the Ahlul Bayt, they would take care of the rest. We wouldn't have to do much. They would get solving. Imam Amir al-Mu'minin says, what are you stressed about? What are you worried about? What are you concerned about? This world is transitory. Look at the buildings around you. Look at the civilizations around you. Look at the Colosseum. Look at Rome. Look at Greece. There were people there just like you, and there were buildings there. They all went to the ground. Tomorrow you and I will be under dust. The one question that we will be asked and we'll wonder on our deathbed is, what did we do to make this world a better place? And that's the question that we are all left with. And that's the question that I leave you with and I leave myself with. وآخر الدعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
السلام عليك يا رسول الله، السلام عليك يا نبي الله، السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي نساء العالمين، السلام عليك يا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا وارث آدم صفوة الله، السلام عليك يا وارث نوح نبي الله، السلام عليك يا وارث إبراهيم خليل الله، السلام عليك يا وارث موسى كليم الله، السلام عليك يا وارث عيسى روح الله، السلام عليك يا وارث محمد حبيب الله، السلام عليك يا وارث أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام ولي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن محمد المصطفى، السلام عليك يا ابن علي المرتضى، السلام عليك يا ابن فاطمة الزهراء، السلام عليك يا ابن خديجة الكبرى، السلام عليك يا ثار الله وابن ثار والوتر الموتور. أشهد أنك قد أقمت الصلاة وآتيت الزكاة وأمرت بالمعروف ونحيت عن المنكر وأطعت الله ورسوله حتى أتاك اليقين. فلعن الله أمة قتلت، ولعن الله أمة زلمت، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله، أشهد أنك كنت نورا في الأسلاب الشامخة والأرحام المتحرة، لم تنجسك الجاهلية بأنجاسها ولم تلبسك من مدلحمات ثيابها. وأشهد أنك من دعائم الدين وأركان المؤمنين. وأشهد أنك الإمام البر التقي الرضي الزكي الحادي المهدي. وأشهد أنك الأئمة من ولدك كلمة التقوى وعلام الهدى والأروة الوثقى والحجة على أهل الدنيا. وأشهد الله وملائكته وأنبياءه ورسله أني بكم مؤمن وبيا بكم موقن بشرائع ديني وخواتيم عملي، وقلبي لقلبكم سلم وأمري لأمركم متبع. صلوات الله عليكم وعلى أرواحكم وعلى أجسادكم وعلى أجسامكم وعلى شاهدكم وعلى غائبكم وعلى ظاهركم وعلى باطنكم. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك يا ابن نبي الله، السلام عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن الحسين الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها الشهيد، السلام عليك أيها المظلوم وابن المظلوم. لعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة ظلمتك، ولعن الله أمة سمعت بذلك فرضيت به. السلام عليكم يا أولياء الله وأحباه، السلام عليكم يا أسفياء الله وأعداه، السلام عليكم يا أنصار دين الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار رسول الله، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، السلام عليكم يا أنصار أبي محمد الحسن بن علي الولي الناصح، السلام عليك يا أنصار أبي عبد الله، بأبي أنتم وأمي تبتم وتابت الأرض التي فيها دفنتم وفزتم فوضا عظيما، فيا ليتني كنت معكم فأفوز معكم. السلام عليك يا أبا الفضل العباس بن أمير المؤمنين، السلام عليك يا ابن سيد الوسيين، السلام عليك يا ابن أول القوم إسلامه وأقدمهم إيمانه وأقومهم بدين الله وأخوتهم على الإسلام. أشهد لك أن نصحت لله ولرسوله ولأخيك فنحم الأخ المواسه. فلعن الله أمة قتلتك، ولعن الله أمة زلمتك، ولعن الله أمة استحلت منك المخارم وانتهكت حرمة الإسلام. فنعم السابر المجاهد المحامي الناصر والأخداف والنخيل المجيب إلى طاعة ربي الراغب فيما زهد في غيره من الثواب الجذيل والثناء الجميل. وألحقك الله بدرجة آبائك في جنات النعيم. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا غريب الغرباء وبعيد المدى السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا حجة الله يا ابن الحسن يا صاحب العصر والزمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان، السلام عليك يا إمام وإمام الإنس والجان، السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على